Happy Monday. Happy magical motivational Monday. Come on in, everybody. Let's talk. It's time to start a new week and get some stuff done. Let's just get excited about it. This is the end of the sprint. Everybody was putting in their measurements and talking about what had happened. And, every single time I'm always just delighted. And it's so fun to see everybody's results. So, fun. Come on in and share this with some friends. Let's make it happen. Hi, Lisa. Good to see you. And Kimmy. Hi, lovely. Hi, Stephanie. I love watching people come in. Good morning to you, Catherine. Good afternoon. There's Melissa. We love Melissa's styling. Did you see her closet? She had to go shopping in her closet. She lost a bunch. Willow and Linda. There's my Linda. Catherine. Hi. Here they all come. So exciting. So, all right, we should get started because we have, Wales. Karen Jenkins is in Wales. Let's go there. Who lost 7 inches? Wait a minute. Jan lost 7 pounds and 2 inches. Man, good job. Good afternoon, Sue. Good to see you. Come on in, you guys. We're doing great. I mean, everybody has just done so beautifully with this sprint. Every single time, I'll tell you, my heart swells with pride. I feel like I'm watching my little children leave. There's Willow Dean, Sandy, awesome hotties. Linda's down 10 and a half. Good job. Tracy, good afternoon to you. Good job, Linda. I'm proud of you. Linda's she breeds cats. She's fascinating. I really love Linda. I love my ladies. There's Haida. She's in here. Everybody's coming. Yay! Let's make it happen. Let's get some folks in here and share the love. Things are going up. So people are asking me all the time, what is that, Leanne? This is hot melt mix. Hot melt mix. This is what I'm drinking. It's not some yucky, watered down milk. I love this stuff because not only does it have the electrolytes in it you need when you're keto, like I am, but it also has a little MCT oil in it, and it's got the exogenous ketones. So you're just automatically into ketosis. So it makes weight loss a lot easier, and it makes you feel good. Feel good. So we have this in the shop. We have all the things in the shop. I should show you. I've got all my vitamins lined up here. I look like I don't know if I can do that without making a mess. I don't know, little kitties. What kind of cats? I don't know. I don't know anything about cats. I just know that every cat I've ever had has found me. I have never gone out and purposely gotten a cat. They've always ended up somehow on my door. And I just love kitties. They're so great. Cynthia says, sharing is caring. I shared. Yes, sharing is caring. Hi, Cassie. Welcome. Today is Motivational Monday, and I love Mondays. I've told you that a million times. Mondays are the beginning and the start of something new. And it's like New Year's Day every time. You can just sort of clean the slate and start over. And I especially love this. This quote is from Rita Davenport, and it says, "It costs nothing to dream, but everything if you don't." Isn't that such a fabulous quote? It costs nothing to dream, but everything if you don't. So when I think about that and meditate on that particular truth, which it is a truth, you guys, it fills me with wonder. It fills me with possibilities. And one of my favorite sentences in the whole world is just imagine, or can you imagine, or wouldn't it be so neat if this happened or that happened? This is how I just prefer to live my life. I find it to be absolutely exhilarating, because there's a lot of, can we just say there's a lot of bad junk out there? There's a lot of, if you turn on the TV, I promise you, it will depress you. 15 minutes of watching that, and it's like, you feel like you got to go take a shower. The amount of angst I feel after watching all that stuff. And then I've told you before, I just simply cannot handle those big, high action, stressful, thriller type movies. They don't do anything for me. They make me sad. I want something that's going to lift me up. This world is tough enough as it is. I need that. This is what I need, you know? And this is how I feel about Mondays. I love Mondays. I love the motivation that comes with looking at my calendar and saying, "Hey, it's another day and I get to start this one off fresh." So here is our fresh Monday. And I'm back into the sprint group, and I talk a lot about the sprint group, but I'm sorry, you guys, I created this program for me and it worked so well for me. I opened it up and let a bunch of people join. And then I told Marla about it, and we have taken off. We have like 2,000 people in this group, and it only gets better. We've done 3 of these as a group, and each time there's always some kind of aha moment that happens with everyone. And so I was looking at that today, and I was just enjoying and relishing and congratulating and talking to everybody about all the, the success that they've seen. And it always happens invariably that somebody sees and connects the dots, how this is just a step, really. This is a step for making things happen in their lives, not just about genes. I mean, we start there, right? We start and we all want a smaller pair of jeans, but the next thing we know, there's other areas in our lives that are affected. I think that's pretty cool. And so that's why today I asked the question, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I asked that because, seriously, Mark has even said that to me a couple of times. He said, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. And it is simply, what we talked about on Sunday was about understanding your calling and listening for your calling, and, that being a motivational fact. Well, we have multiple callings in our lives. It's not just one thing. Most people, it's not just one thing. And it's just being open and listening for what that is, because you don't have to know. You just have to be open to it. Isn't that kind of a cool thing? Isn't that wonderful, the way we have such an amazing, wonderful God who moves around in our lives like that? And we've talked before a bazillion times about the reticular activating system and how that is, you see, you decide you want to buy a certain car, and then suddenly you're seeing that car all over the road. It wasn't because they weren't there. It's simply because you weren't noticing. So when you bring in the I'm going to notice thing, suddenly things start to click into place. That is the thing that I love. And it's the miracle of living our lives with a new set of eyes, with a new set of glasses. And when we do that, we don't see things quite the same anymore, do we? I think that's pretty cool. So let's just do a couple things first before we get started, all right? First of all, sharing is caring. And like I said, the people who share, I like to reward. And every week I go through and see who is doing something wonderful. Who's sharing these videos? What are they saying about them? How often are they sharing? And I have found people who are sharing and sharing. Well, I've got 2 books that I want to give away. One is going to be next Monday, and then into the first day of the sprint, which, by the way, mark your calendars, is December 9th, I believe. It's the first full, she said it's the first full Monday. Maybe it's December 2nd. I better check on that. But Marla said it was the 9th. So I just talked to her this morning. By the way, she's on the road. Keep her in prayer for being safe and what have you. And picking up Ben tomorrow at 11:30 Eastern Central Time, 10:30. And things are going well. So we like to do that. And also, she said she forgot. She said, please tell everybody that they can get that FCC pack, which has all the things in it, for $75 off right now. So I'm happy to tell that, because I have the FCC pack and I love everything that's in it. But one of my favorite things is this little guy, which is on sale also for $9.95. I sound like a Fly Lady Shill. I don't care. Go ahead and call me a Fly Lady Shill. But I am. I love her stuff. And I've got this circled right here on December 9th, right? Do you see that? Because that is when we are going to be beginning our next sprint. I'm going to open this window a bit. It's such a beautiful day. And I'm also going to be doing a Take Back Your Life workshop. Take Back Your Life workshop. And that is this journal. If you own this journal, you're invited to come. It's free. And you don't have to have the hard copy. You can get the PDF. And I'm going to show you and take you to a place where you are going to be able to set up the next 90 days. So the first quarter of 2020, you'll be able to have a really good idea of what it is that you want to accomplish in those first 90 days. We do it every 90 days because you know what? It's doable then. And we can figure it out and we can see exactly what it is that we want to do. So we will be doing it on in the first week, and I believe we're going to do it on the 12th. It's going to be one of the days, and then I have on Thursday the 5th for my Hot Milk Club members. We'll be doing it in our class at 2:00. Yay! Kimmy says it's too pretty to write in. Thank you. Well, I've written all over mine. I need a new one. But we only have a few left, and if you haven't yet, if you've looked at your email, there is an email in there if you're a sprinter inviting you to come to the Hot Milk Club. Now, this is a paid thing, but we have a special code so you can get a special deal. And if you want to personalize your journey and go to the next level, and I mean get down on it, this is the place to be. I have 5 appointments today, consultations starting at 2:00 to speak with each one of my these Hot Milk Club members and in their consultation, and we create personal plans for them based on what they have in there. And as a nutritionist for over 25 years, I can go in there and I can see that this is what it is. I hope that's what it is. Jan, I don't know what it is. Jan said, last week you said on one of your lives that the sprint started on December 2nd. We coordinate with Fly Lady. So I think that's what it is, but I might be wrong, okay? Thanks to you, Tracy said, thanks to you, I finally found a way to use nutrition and food as a job. Yeah, Tracy is one of my grads from NutriCoach School, and she's got a lot on the ball and really smart woman, and now she's putting all of this together with food and serving her community, and it's super exciting. So you'll have to share it all with me because I can't wait to see what you're doing. It's going to be great. Think new Hot Milk Club members will get their journals by the December meeting. Yes, because if you don't, we're going to close it down on Tuesday. So Hot Milk Club is open right now. You can get into the Hot Milk Club right now. And if you look at your email, you'll see all the details. Click on it, get in there now. Tuesday, tomorrow, we shut it down because there's only so many people we can handle, and there's only so many consults I can do personally. So if you join for a year, you get all kinds of stuff. You get this journal, you get a consultation with me for 30 minutes so we can set you up, and it's fantastic. So that's what it is. Oh, I can't figure it out, you guys. Well, Marla said, she goes, I think it's December 7th, but it's December 9th. So I was on the phone with her. I didn't ask her to get into we'll figure it out, okay? We'll figure it out, I promise. So, yay. So Cassie said she's got the PDF and can't wait to get the hard copy journal. Let me just say something about goal setting, okay? And even though Marla doesn't like the term goal setting, I love the term goal setting because we know what that is. You have to visualize in order to have the date, right? You have to visualize and to be able to have the goal in mind. Now, whether or not you have a weight loss goal in mind or you have whatever the goal is, it really doesn't matter, does it? It really doesn't matter, because if you put everything you have behind it and you work hard for 90 days, you will hit the weight loss goal, or you will at least be working on it. And I'll show you how to bring in your conscious living skills that we all have, because we have to go out the house. We have to, we have jobs, we have things that we need to do, and things begin to change and they take form in the way that we want them to take form. We're no longer just living, day to day. We're living on purpose. And even if we don't know what that calling is or that purpose is for our lives or whatever, if we have this kind of conscientious living, I'm going to talk about that, then things start to change and we will find it. And it's just, this is how we, collaborate and put things together, and life becomes just fantastic. Ah, yum, yum, yum. Isn't that what you want for your life? That's what I want for my life. So body clutter is a beginning place. And I always say that because if you haven't read it, you need to read it, because this is the journey of two women, Marla and I, who have gone through it and that was the drug of choice. Our drugs of choice was food. Marla went, the savory route with the macaroni and cheese, and I went the chocolate route with, endless candy. So, what that does, it takes a toll on your psyche, doesn't it? It destroys you by having these kind of addictions, because they hold you back from the kind of life that you want to lead. And that's what I want to talk to you about today, because this is how we start to take all the little loose ends and put them together and make something out of, even the ashes that we think are just not worth anything. They can be transformative too. We hear about that in the Bible, don't we? So what do you want to be when you grow up? Do you have an idea, or do you have a notion of what that could be? Do you have something in your life that you just love, that is, maybe it's a hobby, you're just like, you love to sew, or you're a crafter and you have like a real talent in it, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Is there something in your life that you absolutely 100% love, and you'd love to be able to spend more time on it? That could be a part of your calling. You just never know. But you need to write these things down. So what I really looked at is that if you really commit to looking and to being all about, what is it? What are my possibilities? Then you are going to start to see, again, click, there goes the reticular activating system, and suddenly things start to make sense. And suddenly somebody says something in your life and you think, that's interesting. Then somebody introduces you to someone who is doing something exactly like you're interested in doing. I have a friend who actually became a client to NutriCoach, and she's going to be flying up here and spending some time with me. And she's very interesting. I will bring her on a show and introduce you to her and talk a little bit about what she's doing, because she made a life-changing decision about having a bariatric surgery. And now she's going to be helping bariatric patients. And she's got this whole idea, and it is creating something that is huge and big. And she's already been very successful in her other endeavors, but now she's climbing on board where she feels called, where she feels led. And she's giving me the privilege of coaching her and helping her to make this big, amazing business for her. And I am absolutely thrilled and honored to be her coach as she goes forward in this, because this is going to be big stuff. There's not a lot of help out there. And, you make this life-altering decision to change your life with this kind of surgery. And it's just like, here's a pamphlet and you're done. That's not enough. And she's gone through my NutriCoach training. We're creating her website and putting we do all of it. And it is going to be an absolute privilege and a thrill to watch this just unfold in front of us. And I can't wait to introduce you to her, because she is going to be changing people's lives, just absolutely changing people's lives. But, your life is precious. Your ideas are fantastic. And, you don't have to say, hey, I want to go, Leanne, I'm going to come fly to your house and, we're going to create a, 8-figure business or whatever. It's not about that. You know what it's about? It's about what lights you up. What makes you bubble up inside and go, oh, I want to do this. I had a consultation with one of our members who, same thing, she was starting to talk about some, and I'm not going to give away, this is a personal, confidential conversation, but she was talking about something that was really near and dear to her, and I had some ideas and I gave them to her. She goes, do you do that too? But yes, I do, because I believe that, you might have a goal of wanting to get into a pair of size 6 jeans, but at the end of the day, you have a goal of being all that you can possibly be. You do. It's not just about your jeans, it's about your life. And your life has the possibilities that mine does. We have all the possibilities in the world. And it comes from being your very best self. It comes from taking care of your body. It comes from taking your supplements. It comes from becoming empowered and making decisions for yourself that are beautiful and wonderful and that build toward the life you want. You know, passion is a good thing. And you can have many passions. You can have many callings and you can have many lives, you know, like a cat. Just like a cat, Linda Kitch. But we have to get off of, there's some things that we just have to leave behind. If we are going to pursue that true self, then there's a lot of selves we have to leave behind, like the people-pleasing self. You know what I'm talking about. The one that is just so concerned with what everybody else is thinking about them. You know? It's time to leave that behind. That woman was miserable, wasn't she? Think about your worst, most miserable time in your life. It's when you said yes too many times. It's when you rolled over and you were someone's puppet. You were playing for an audience. You were not doing anything for yourself. And sometimes that audience, you know, the audience that you were playing for didn't even register as a family member. It was just you didn't want to disappoint the principal. You didn't want to disappoint this person over here in church. You didn't want to disappoint your boss at work. And you stretched yourself out. You stretched yourself into a place that didn't give you anything back or anything in return. It just stressed you out. Helped you put on weight. Helped you have this stressed out thing about you that people were like, ugh, she's prickly. Watch out. Brought you to the place when you were on your knees in depression and crying. It brought you to a place where your own family was saying, hey, remember me? Have you ever been in that place? That people-pleasing person? The person who just always gave to everybody else but not to themselves? Never a minute of self-care. And then suddenly you look in the mirror and you're wondering, who is that woman? Why did I give her up? You have this one life to live. One life. Eat for that life. Take your supplements for that life. Exercise and move for that life. Create a circle of people around you that support this kind of a life. And I say this a lot, but we get to do that all the time in the sprint group. That sprint group is who we are. And Letha, you know what? I don't know you personally, but I know of you and I see the giving that you give and I know I know somewhat about your story. And I admire you. I tremendously admire you. You give and you give. But you've also taken care of yourself and you're finding your balance. And I have a feeling that you are going to continue this journey. And I'm proud of you. I'm very, very proud of you. At any time, Letha has a very good story. Anytime I've said something to her, she's listened, she's embraced it, and she is getting the results, you know? And I just, when I look at that, I see such a heart, you know? And we can have hearts for our families, guys. We can have hearts for our communities and everything. And I'm never saying to you, don't have a heart for anyone. I'm saying don't give up your heart for everyone. Understand that? There's a huge difference. Sue, I'm crying with you now too. I'm getting all teared up. But the love that we have for the people in our community and the things that we want to create, these things that we want to create, they're born out of love, right? They're born out of wanting to be of service. They're born out of all of it. But at the end of the day, if we don't stop and take some stock in who we are and how we can work on ourselves, right? Then we lose. We lose and we don't have anything to give anymore. And we have got to start pulling in a little bit, ladies. We have to pull it in a little bit. And we have to look at our community. We have to look at who are we with? Who is supporting me? Who is encouraging me? How can I be of support and encouragement to them as well? It's massive and huge. And you have to be in that mode. And you have to believe and do these things to create that kind of a life. We have to start, of course, with the obvious. We have to just start somewhere though, right? And if we're starting at, I want to wear a pair of jeans that are smaller, we see that, we take that in and go, okay, so we'll start there. And then things start to change because we start to hear, wow, if I can do this, then I can do that. We start to believe in ourselves just a little bit more. Yeah. Have you ever had a moment in time where you just suddenly, there's a contrast that you never saw before? There's this way of doing things and there's that way of doing things. And you are all about just rolling over and allowing things to just happen and or be taken advantage of, or just doing just this once or whatever. But now there's like this stark contrast, right? You have this over here that makes sense, and that's going to build you up. It's going to build others up. It's going to make you feel better about yourself. It's going to help you to do the things that you have to do anyway, all of it. And then you have this over here, and you recognize, this is the woman that I was. I was always that woman that anybody could count on, except my family and myself. There's such a stark difference. And when we start to notice the contrast, then we can start to do things that make an even bigger divide. And we can be just very careful with our time, very careful with who we're hanging around with, and very careful with just every aspect of our lives. It makes that much of a difference when we start to see the contrast. The contrast shows us, oh my gosh, I don't want to be that person. Because suddenly you stumble and you see, I look at what I used to do. This was me. And now I'm watching somebody else do that, and you want to go rescue her, right? Have you noticed that? Have you seen that change in yourself? That contrast is important because that contrast shows you what was. And that contrast shows you about what is possible. And it leads you into this place of really finally loving yourself enough that you're going to give yourself the time that you need. And listen, we all have 24 hours in a day. We all have different responsibilities and different things and people that we care for. But we do have the time to put into ourselves. And we do have the time to nurture our dreams. Because remember, it costs nothing to dream, and it costs everything if you don't. Wow. That's a contrast right there. You know how we have pain sometimes? Like sometimes all of a sudden you get like, for whatever you're doing, an exercise or something, you have a pain in your knee. That pain sticks out. And, it's not just a sore knee. There's a reason why. Maybe you overdid it. Maybe you stretched a muscle out. Maybe you have a kneecap that's disintegrating or whatever. We don't know what the reason why, but we just know that we have this hurt knee. That's how it is with a contrast. Something is sticking out and we're feeling it for the first time, maybe for a while, because of something that wasn't used for a while. But when that pain comes, it gets our attention and we look at it and we try to figure out what it is. Sometimes it drives me a little nutty, I'm not going to lie, when people, 7 days into this or say, hey, we're doing this sprint and I'm losing my hair. Well, it takes a lot longer for that to happen, than day 5 of eating a healthy way than to lose your hair. That's not going to happen. But I digress. But you understand what I'm saying, right? You understand that? That something will show up in your life that gets your attention that we have to deal with. That's how it is. And you just can't go away from it. So you have to look at this contrast. There are things that you want in your life and there are things you don't want in your life. It's your pro-con list. We've talked about it. Kimmy says, here's everyone and there's me. Not anymore, Kimmy. It doesn't have to be that way. And that's the important, most empowering thing that I want to say to you today, is that you control it. You do. You control how people talk to you because you don't have to put up with garbage anymore. You control a lot of different things. There's a lot of things that might seem like they're out of your control, like you have to do this and you take your kids to school and you have to care for this elderly relative or whatever. Sure, that happens. but not for 24 hours a day. Not for 24 hours a day. Maybe it seems that way, but things can change. Things can shift as soon as you decide, this is what I want and this is what I need to make happen. I promise you, the people will show up. You have a voice. Ask for what it is that you need. And I'm telling you something. If you're not asking, you're never going to get. He who asks, get what he needs. She who asks, I promise you, will get what she needs. And sometimes it takes a few askings. And sometimes it takes some people to bring in. But this is how we make the life that we want. This is how we build it into having a calling, having a heart, having a passion and a purpose in our life. So many of you, I couldn't believe it. I got a lot of messages about saying how they felt like, well, I don't have a calling. I don't know what my purpose is. And you know what? It really doesn't matter that you don't know it at this exact time. If you are asking and if you are looking and if you are bringing these things in, bringing the people into your life for what you want, guess what happens? Suddenly you're going to start getting what you want. You'll start having a purpose and you will see your way through. And that's what I want for you more than anything. That's what I want for you. And that's why I'm here. That's my purpose. My purpose is to say, hey, you're lovable and loved and cared for. Do the same thing for yourself. Have more dreams than you've ever had before. Dare to dream bigger than you've ever dreamt before. And allow these things to come in and help you. Allow the people to come in, the situations to come in, and just believe that they're out there. And you will start to see things happen in your life that you've never seen before. So you can decide, this is what I want and this is what I'm going to do, or you can not and just keep on going the way you are. You can focus on the things that you want, or you can ignore the things that are out there. Because I promise you, the minute you flip that little switch and start to ask and bring in the things that you want into your life, the people, the place, the situation, everything, all the details, just think about the details, pray about the details. I am statements, the intentions, the journaling, the spending time with, I'm going to take back my life, all of it. It will all gel and it will come to a place where you will be writing me an email and saying, Leanne, you were right. This is what has happened in my life since I started to believe in that. Believe in yourself, believe in your dreams, and know that this is all going to be coming this way. It's all going to be coming your way. I promise you, it will all come your way. I see people saying that they want to come to North Carolina and meet. Hey, maybe we'll do a workshop. What if we did a workshop? If I did a workshop, would you come to North Carolina? We could do it down at the fly shop. Would you come? Let me know. Send me a message. I will come to your workshop and let me know. We will do it as we can. I'd love to do a Take Back Your Life workshop here in person. What about that? Would you come? I would love that. Can you bring your son? No, what we usually do is we keep to the ladies. We don't even let men in the room. I'm telling you, we have to keep to the ladies. A workshop would be awesome. You would come? Yeah, because we could rent here, I'm starting to dream. Do you like my dream? We could rent a huge Airbnb. You guys could all bunk in together. And then we'd have this workshop for the day. We could have tea time. Our tea is going to be in shortly. Would you come? I think it would be fabulous. I think it would be fabulous. Well, maybe something to think about. I can see it. I can dream it. I would love to see you. I would love to come. I would love to have you here. I've done a lot of workshops and I love doing them there's just nothing like doing it in person. I've done tons of Facebook Lives and whatever, but doing it in person, this is where the magic is. And we get to see each other. Everybody gets a hug. We'll have a dinner together and everything. Come on, this could be really cool. I can see it. It would be cool. All right. Well, listen, let me see what I can put together. You never know. You never know. Okay. All right, you guys. This is some fun stuff to think about. That's for sure. All right. So here's the thing. This is what I want you to do right now. I want you to, I'm giving you an assignment. Okay. This is your alignment assignment. This is your alignment assignment for the week, for the rest of the year, and making it all happen. I want you to start writing down your I am intentions. I want you to start writing down what your dreams and your passions and your hobby, whatever it is that you absolutely love. And I want you to write that down in your journal. I want you to just look and see exactly what lights you up and write it down. And I promise you, as you start to just flip that little tiny switch and start to think about all the possibilities that are in there, the world will open for you. It's like open sesame, here it comes. You ready for that? Are you ready for that? I sure hope so, because I am ready for it, and I am ready for you to be in that place of having your dreams come true. That's my heart for you. And I certainly appreciate everybody who has, supports Saving Dinner, supports us with buying our supplements and being a part of the club. And as a matter of fact, we have a Black Friday special coming. So I will tell you, it has to do with dinner answers. So watch for that. That's going to be pretty cool. That's what I have for you today. Motivational Monday. I'm just going to say it to you over and over again. It costs you nothing to dream. Nothing to dream. But it costs you everything if you don't. Start those dreams, lady. Start those dreams. Make it happen. All right? I love you guys. Peace. Be good.